Good morning, Year 3, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, and welcome back to another virtual English lesson. Can't speak today. Okay, so let me share my slides as I normally would. So it is Monday, the 18th of January, and your learning intention is to retell a traditional tale. So if you wanted to pause the video now and get that written down, that would be great. Don't forget to miss a line in between, okay? So I want you to pick, as your starter, pick the correct word or words from the options below. Okay, so the window was broke by the ball. The window was broken by the ball. The window was broked by the ball, or the window was braked by the ball. Which one do you think it might be? Have a little go and we'll come back to the answers in a moment. Mandy writ a letter. Mandy wrote a letter. Mandy written a letter. Mandy has wrote a letter. Okay. So have a little go at what you think that one might be. Benji has eaten a large cucumber. Benji has eaten a large cucumber. Benji has ate a large cucumber. Or Benji has eaten a large cucumber. So let's go back to the first one now and we'll do it together. The window was broke by the ball. Doesn't sound right. The window was broke by the ball. The window was broken by the ball. We'll leave that one there for now. The window is broked and the window was braked by the ball. Okay, so that one is broken. Mandy writ a letter. No, that doesn't make sense. Mandy wrote a letter. Okay. Mandy written a letter, that doesn't make sense. Mandy has wrote a letter. Now, Mandy wrote a letter would make sense. The has would come in if it was has written a letter. Okay, so has wrote doesn't make any sense, but Mandy wrote a letter makes sense. Mandy has wrote doesn't. It would be Mandy has written. Benji has eaten a large cucumber. Yeah. Benji has eaten? No. Benji has ate? No. Benji has eaten. Oh, we've got that twice. I didn't even spot that. So yeah, the answer would be has eaten a large cucumber. So well done if you got that right. Let's move along. Okay, so today we are going to be having a little look at retelling our traditional tale. Now, what are the features of a traditional tale? We did this a little bit last lesson. I want to just recap what are the features. So of course, we want story openers, we want description of characters. We've done quite a lot of work on description of characters. So you may want to include some of those adjectives and expanded noun phrases within this. Interesting verbs, so skipped, bashed or galloped. Adverbs, which we have been doing in SPAG if you've been doing my SPAG lessons. Happily, angrily, noisily. Speech with different ways of saying said. Like I said is banned. You might have shouted or bellowed or yelled, whispered even. Good or bad characters, fantasy and magic, so talking animals, lesson learned and a happy ending at the end of the story, an opening, problem resolution and ending, which you should get if you follow your plan through, you should get that nice and easily. Then we've also got coordinating conjunctions, so I'm looking for and, but, yet and so. Pronouns, I, we, or our should be quite good to get into this story, or commas to separate items in a list. So a tall, grand building. Okay. So these are the things I want you to try and include in your writing today. So where are we up to with our story? Let's have a little look. Can I get rid of that? Perfect. So we're up to the bit where if we look at our boxing up grid or our text maps, Wolf goes to the first pig's house and he blows it down and eats the pig. First pig is very scared or too smart to open the door. Wolf doesn't mean to kill the pig with his sneeze, but since the pig is dead, he thinks it's okay and he still needs his sugar. So we've got, here we go, Wolf arriving at the house, knocking on the door and it falling through because it's made of straw. Just about to leave, but then he sneezes, house falls down, pig's dead, so he eats him. Okay, so you've got the clear story structure there. So what I've done is I've just done a bit of a shared or a bit of a model text, model write, that you may use as a bit of an example. You may magpie parts of it if you wanted to. So, I skipped to my neighbour to ask if I could borrow a cup of sugar. Now, the guy next door is a pig. I haven't been to his house before, but he wasn't too bright because he built his whole house, this is where you should always edit, read it back. His whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? Who in his right mind would build a house of straw? Notice as I'm writing, it's not very formal. I'm pretending I'm the wolf. It's not formal. You're almost having a conversation, aren't you? You're trying to persuade people that you're innocent. I carefully knocked on the door. There's our adverb straight away. And it fell right in. I didn't want to just burst in someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was about to leave without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I could feel a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Well, nobody could have predicted what happened next. The whole flimsy, there's my adjective, straw house just fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Oh, first, always check your spelling. Let me do it. There we go. Dead as a doornail. He had been there the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I gobbled it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. And that is where we're going to stop today. So I'm going to go back to this slide. What I would like to see as you are doing your writing, you may wish to use these pictures to help you sequence your ideas. So you may want to do a sentence for this one, a sentence for this picture, a sentence for this picture, a sentence for this picture, and so on. Okay. I can't wait to see the next part of your story. We're starting to do the build up now, aren't we? We've kind of done the introduction. We're now on to the build up. So all the best with that. I can't wait to see what you sent in. A reminder about presentation, as always, make sure your presentation is the best it can be so that we can read it and we can give you some feedback on it as well. If it's hard to read, it's hard for us to give you feedback, okay? So really work hard on your presentation for me, please. Okay, have a lovely day and I will speak to you all very soon. Goodbye.